I've been in sessions with clients who are running close to a 6-figure business, and they are absolutely certain that they are bringing home just shy of 2,000 a month. And when we look at the figures, what they're actually taking home is closer to 4,000 a month. The compartmentalization is wild. There's a dissonance between what they are allowing themselves to have and what the reality is. I'm Georgia Mullis from Make and Keep Money, and I'm going to tell you all about how to help yourself when you go to say your price and it feels like you've got a dead weight sitting on your chest or your throat closes up. Why do money conversations trigger your nervous system? Okay, so your nervous system doesn't know the difference between this is my price and a saber-toothed tiger. Your nervous system is constantly seeking safety, and when you're about to tell someone your price, sometimes that can feel really, really unsafe, especially if you're unsure about your pricing or you've raised your prices and you feel really unsure about telling someone that amount. If you're sat there and you're thinking, well, I don't have any of those things. Amazing. I love it. Okay. Now I want you to think of what you charge and I want you to double it. Still feel good? Feel amazing? No pressure on your chest? Throat is fine? Mouth is fine? Amazing. I want you to double it again. How are we feeling? Okay. Now we're going to double it again. Let's double it again. When you go to say that amount out loud, how does that feel? It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. When does your nervous system kick in about your pricing? Yeah, because once we found that amount, then we can do something about it. One of the things that's so important when we're talking about pricing is regulating. It's important. This is probably one of the most important things for anything, anywhere. So we're going to talk about regulating. You might already have a way that you love to do that. Amazing. Do that before you tell someone your prices. If you don't, here's some ideas. Okay, so we can do some breathing. One of my favorite ones is to do in, and then in again, and then out. We're going to go in again, in again, out. Breathing's not your thing. We're going to think about, where's your tongue? Is it pressed to the roof of your mouth? Is it clenched in between your teeth? Where are your shoulders? Oh, let's get some safety in the body. Let's get some movement in the body. Okay, so let's get some nervous system safety in. You can do other kinds of grounding. You can do box breathing. Box breathing is super simple. Okay, we think about a corner and we draw a square. Okay, and we're just going to breathe in that. So we go 1, and we just keep doing it until we can go. It's 170 for this session. Not everyone needs the same approaches to safety when we're talking about money. And there's going to be different triggers depending on the kind of person you are. I've got my people who care more about social justice than they care about money. They've often got a love-hate relationship with money. For them to connect to safety when they're talking about their pricing, it's about how can this money create impact? The more money I earn, the more I can help. If you're someone who's got no quit in them, if you're someone who feels like there's never enough time, there's never enough to do all the work that you want to do, you're working evenings, you're working weekends, then what you want to think about is how can you think about you're not just selling a service, you're providing vision and direction. And for that, you're allowed to take rest. So rest equals productivity. You can just have rest for the sake of rest, but rest also equals productivity. And then we've got the people that are just amazing with money. You know exactly where every single dollar and cent is. You know where all the offers are. You know how to make sure you maximize every single dollar. And your limitation is investing. It's investing in yourself, and it's investing in processes and products that are going to help you expand. So for you, it's thinking about every time you invest, you're growing your financial foundation. quite often you just need to give yourself permission. Here's some example wording for you. Okay, so instead of saying, would you be open to discussing a rate increase? A new sentence for you to try is, my rates are increasing to reflect the value that I'm giving, and this is how it serves you better. There are so many different ways that you can word your value that you're giving to someone in a way that is kind and ethical and clear. You don't have to reach for, I've used up all of my student places. I was working with a client last week and we were practicing saying her new rate. And the first couple of times she said it, it was stuck in her throat. The price is 210. And then the second time she said it, and I don't currently have any discounts. And I was like, did anyone ask for a discount? It was there. She automatically wanted to give a discount. She's a caring person. It's in her nature. And it was instinctive to justify why she couldn't discount the price. So we practiced it again and again. And then she was like, this is my rate. It's 260 with the same neutrality as telling the time or what day of the week it is. Giving yourself permission to hold on to money. Giving yourself permission to hold on to more money. I want you to think about how you could release that feeling of pressure and tension on your chest, your throat, your tummy, wherever you feel it. All that resistance is just old programming. Yeah, and it's not going to serve you anymore. You can even say that. This is just old programming. It's not going to serve me anymore. I want you to start with your nervous system. I want you to pick a regulation technique and I want you to practice it for a week before you start any money conversations. You're going to identify how you need to be in safety before you state the price that you've decided you want to charge. And that's okay. I want you to remember that your relationship with money is changeable. The way it was doesn't have to be the way it is in the future. That feeling in your chest, that feeling in your throat, it doesn't have to be permanent. It's not yours. You can let it go. You can move on to a different, optimistic, hopeful, excited feeling. Next week, I'm talking about how working harder doesn't make you wealthier. And it's not going to be what you think. It's not going to be just raise your prices.